Cash-a-maniacs.
GeoGearHeads.
Welcome to episode 191, actually, yes, 191 of the GeoGearHeads. I'm Daryl W4, back as usual with the Bad Cop, and as you most likely know, we're running a drawing for the iTunes and Stitcher reviews through the end of this month, which is August. Boy, Chris, I'm having trouble with months and stuff now.
You want me to pick this up, Daryl?
No, I'll get it.
You got it.
I'll get it. But J. Corey C. wrote that the hosts are friendly and work well together, good guests and great topics, just enough off-topic talk to not sound like the other geocaching podcasts. Enjoy every episode. So thanks, J. Corey C., and I'm sure you'll enjoy this week's guest.
I'm sure he will, Daryl, as we're talking about just enough off-topic content to keep it unique and interesting. But, of course, we're here to talk about one of the most unique annual mega events. That's Going Caching. Andy and Jim have joined us last year for some info about their 2014 event, and we're thrilled to have them back for 2015. So, Andy and Jim, it was good to see you at the Block Party. Welcome back to the GeoGearHeads.
Well, thanks. We're really thrilled to be back. And I heard that last week you asked a question about the Going Caching events.
You know, we did. We like to have the GeoGearHeads write in and give us the answer to a question. We'd like to keep it thematic with our guest or topic for the next week. So last week, for this week's show, it was the number of years Going Caching has been held.
Well, that was a little bit of a tricky question, as a past tense might have meant to exclude the 2015 event, which obviously hasn't been held yet. And the first mega event by the Going Caching crew was actually a Going Coastal event, not a Going Caching event. But as one astute GeoGearhead discovered and went a little further, we missed one possibility too.
Well, see, this is the kind of GeoGearhead I really like, Daryl. Quester Mark wrote in, he said, at 8 minutes and 14 seconds into your podcast, episode 128. Now, how's that for attention to detail, huh? That was from the 14th of June, 2014, Going Caching 2014. Puzzler of the Waysiders says, it started November 2010, and this is our 5th edition of it. And he's right. So we meant... That's meant we took anything from 4 to 6 years in the answers this week. But, Jim, how many years would you count?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I admire Quester Mark's precision and recall. But this is our 6th year of Going Caching, or / Going Coastal. And we made a slight change to the name after 2 years when we decided to move out of Savannah and start moving the event around the state of Georgia. So. But really, this is our sixth year of the event.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't log who had what answers or who got it right or wrong, just as long as within that range. So, Andy, would you care to tell us who was drawn as this week's winner?
It was Carrot Killer.
Congrats, Carrot Killer. I have to get that. The big long list that I have to actually build every time because there's a pool of prizes from coinsandpins.com. And we got that box from the Postal Service, finally, and already set up a few of the choice picks from there. But rest assured that we still have a couple of the travel boobies along with some of the achievement sets. So thanks again to Aaron, Tess, and the whole coinsandpins.com crew for donating those prizes.
That's right. Now, in the live Q&A, Daryl, Limax gave us the answer that's always right. The answer is 42.
Well, I wouldn't say always right.
It depends on the question, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the answer to life.
Life, universe, and everything.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, we had another email from Quester Mark about last week's topic. He found a cool benchmarking coffee table book called Lasting Impressions, A Glimpse into the Legacy of Surveying by Rhonda L. Rushing. It's between $35 and $65 on Amazon. So check out the link in the show notes for that pick. That's really cool.
It is. And meanwhile, we got an email with a little bit of a correction to our mention of the Alberta Brass Cap virtual cache. Wet Coaster said that the cache owner moves the listed location of that virtual cache every month only in Alberta, since it's for the Alberta Brass Caps. It doesn't go any other province or territory. Well, thanks for that correction, West Coaster, and hopefully that will help some of the others looking to claim that or similar caches.
You know, Darryl, I wonder if there's others caches like that for the provinces. You know, we get a ton of email with questions for tonight's show, so let's get into the meat of that. So tonight we're talking about Going Caching 2015. That's a mega event. Mega event. In case you want to go there, it's GC 56954. It's October 15th through the 18th. But before we get into all this detail, is there anything else you guys need to let the GeoGearHeads know?
I think one thing to know would be what our theme is this year. It's the Roman Renaissance, and we're actually kind of calling it the meeting of the seven kingdoms. We're splitting everybody up into kingdoms, and there's 7 of them. And you go ahead. Oh. I'm stumped.
Well, anyway, it's the 7 kingdoms, and the event has grown, so we were looking for ways to basically channel everyone instead of having, you know how it's very frustrating when we go to mega events, which we go to many and enjoy them all, but sometimes you have a long line at a geocache or an activity. So this year we are breaking everyone up into 7 kingdoms or groups, and then I think it'll cut down on some of the line standing and things, and so we'll have this kingdom go here and do this, and the second kingdom will go there and do that. So I think that'll be a lot of fun, and the kingdoms are actually competing for very meaningless points. There is no grand prize for this, but we have a database specialist that is going to be tallying points throughout the 7 events, and on Saturday from the stage we'll announce the winning kingdom, and they'll get to bask in all the glory with no grand prize whatsoever. But
well, I know we have a lot of questions about those kingdoms in the emails, but I'm noticing as well from the backdrop, those of you who aren't watching video, you should probably at least check out the backdrop there. This doesn't look like it's going to be your standard like Renaissance Festival theme. This looks a little bit more humorous.
Yeah, I think you can kind of think of it as Monty Python meets the Da Vinci Code, with a little bit of Game of Thrones thrown in and a little National Treasure almost. So. Yes.
Yeah, our overarching theme really is Find Your Grail, and whatever that may mean. And so, yeah, we're actually trapped. One of the things we do is, it was a big hit last year, we set up, you're probably familiar with our trading cards that we do, and there's a game we play with those, and there's certain cards that you assemble to make a treasure map, basically. And you use the GeoCoin is always a puzzle piece. And this year it's another decoder coin. So you put the puzzle pieces together, solve the treasure map using the coin, and you go on this big adventure, which culminates at the Castle Sprezzatura, which is a series of escape rooms. You may be familiar with those. That some of the larger cities have these rooms. They lock you in, and you've got to figure out these puzzles in order to get out. So ours are, you're not locked in, but it's a series of 4 rooms, and I think they get progressively harder. So this is some of the material you'll see in the castle behind us.
Yeah, so you guys telling me you're actually locked in a room right now, and you're not allowed to leave?
Yes. We hope whoever does find their way out of Castle Sprezzatura tells us, because we've been locked in here for about a year now. So.
Oh. Well, it looks like you have plenty of food available to you.
Yes, plenty of good food.
Spam.
Yes.
Eggs and spams.
But we are mercilessly knocking off some Monty Python, and we have a lot of fun with that at our stage show we do every on Friday night. That's always a staple of Going Caching, is a stage show we put on with mostly geocachers. We have a few local actors helping us out, and
Impressive.
so that'll be a lot of fun. We'll do just different sketches. It's kind of a Saturday Night Live type series of disjointed sketches and jokes, musical entertainment. What else we have going on?
Well, we're going to have Knights in Tights,
Yeah,
which will be
Nights
exciting.
and Tights will be fun.
And we're also going to have a lackey dance party.
Yes, if anybody is old enough to remember Laugh-In, the old 60s show, they would do sort of a dance party, and the music would stop, everybody freezes, and a couple would tell a joke. We're going to pull that off, and they don't know. I hope they're listening, because the lackeys actually don't know this, but they are going to be heavily involved in this. Maybe we should mention how many.
Yeah, we have 8 lackeys coming for sure, and there's 2 more that are maybe coming. So, and
Impressive.
Well, and that was actually one of the questions from Dave DeBear was, are you getting the lackey visit, and from whom? So do you know whom might be showing up that you could actually disclose?
yes, actually we have the entire product development team is coming, which includes Jamie and Ben Hewitt, Nate Irish, Jeremy's brother, John Stanley, Naren Roy, Sean Neal, and did I say John Stanley?
I think you did.
Yeah, that's actually Mountain Bike.
Yeah, the inventor of the GeoCoin, actually. Yeah, so Mountain Bike is coming. We're very excited about that. We're going to ask him if he'll give us a little talk about the history of the GeoCoin and his involvement in getting that thing off the ground.
And then also Andrea Hoffer, the community director, and Amy Faulkner, who's in charge of the mega events, are both attending as well. And
So
then there's a couple more names where they're still debating.
Well, and then Dave wanted to know if there's going to be anyone left at the lily pad to feed the hamsters.
Well, Jeremy said he's staying behind. So
the hamsters will be in good hands.
yes, well, we hope.
Oh, now registration is an important part of Going Caching. It allows you to get your numbers. Registration just opened up, did it not?
Yes, about 20 minutes ago. we were feverishly working to get that turned on. The registration is open. The store, our Going Caching store, where you can buy registration packages, the coin, individual items. We're having mostly meal trucks and food tents, but we do have a couple of things. There are a couple of meal tickets available for things.
And you can buy a ticket for a turkey leg.
That's right. Yeah.
We're actually going to be serving. We have a local barbecue company that will be serving turkey legs on Saturday afternoon, and you can pre-buy your ticket for that.
Nice.
But yes,
you don't want to run out of turkey legs, or you just have turkeys, in wheelchairs.
That's right. And you mentioned registration. I do want to say this year is very different because you get to pick your kingdom. We've talked about that a little. But when you register, you choose which kingdom you want to be in, and there's an entire web page explaining what the kingdoms are. There's no advantage to one or the other. But we do ask you, read up on that, pick whatever sounds good to you, and then make your selection when you register, so we'll know which kingdom to put you in.
Nice. Well, we have a lot of emails asking questions about this event, so let's jump into one of those. Laura sends us an email. Says, we're so excited for this year's Going Caching event. We've known about caching for a while, but just got addicted this past January. What should newbies expect? Are there tips, hints, guidance for the new cacher to be aware of before attending? And what should they bring? just themselves or family, or necessary equipments like GPSR or tools of the trade?
I think we've always told everybody, the newbies especially, that the most important thing to be prepared for our event is to read everything. Read every detail on the cache pages. Read, if you are a fan of our Facebook page, read what's posted there. Read announcements when we send them out. And also on site we have a program, a very elaborate program that details a lot of what is happening, and there's tips and hints and clues in that as well. So it would definitely be read everything and make friends. We're a very social event, and a lot of people benefit from getting together. There's a lot of social interaction that needs to be happening as far as like doing some of our especially contests and challenges and things that we have set up.
Chris, you mentioned family. By all means, bring your family, because even if they're not geocachers, the Going Caching event has really evolved into a family festival. It really is a festival, and we have, in the past, many people have told us, they're so glad they brought their family. Some people have actually taken their children out of school, and we involve a lot of history in and a lot of fun, but there is a lot of history both in this area, Rome, Georgia, and in our particular theme. And it's almost a science project when you think about it, with all the GPS involvement, and it's really quite an adventure, even for non-cachers. There's a lot to do. We have a lot of children's activities. We everything from teaching them to geocache to just plain having fun.
Nice.
So definitely bring your family. Yes.
So bring family. Make sure you have literacy and charisma. This is what I'm hearing. Okay. Well, you actually answered the very next question. From Laura, she asked, are families with smaller children, 3 years old, welcome, or will this cause an issue? Caching is always such an exciting thing for our daughter, but we've learned that her presence does slow us down, and though we are fine with that, other cachers have grown aggravated by this. But I think you answered that very well.
One thing I could add to that, I hate to hear that other cachers would be aggravated by a family, but none of our stuff is a race. All of our activities can be done. They can be done at your own speed. There's not a race to get things done. So there's no advantage to doing it faster. So having a child along isn't going to hamper you in that at all.
Right.
Well, Laura also asked, we are almost certain the event has so much to offer, it's overwhelming. But what are the main things or events to make certain to be involved in?
Well, another thing we always recommend to people is get here as soon as you can. Now, if you can only come Saturday, which is the main event, that's the Going Caching mega event on Saturday, yeah, that's fine. There's plenty to do. You'll probably see things you wish you could have done, but there is tons of stuff to do if you can only make it Saturday. However, if you can, we actually, Andy and I, as the Waysiders, usually do a pre-event on Wednesday. And this year we're doing a Meet the Lackeys, and it's a very casual event at our Civic Center, and you'll get to come. We'll probably have some music and just come and hang out. Mm-hmm. And that's for the early the early birds. The thing really kicks off on Thursday morning with our big flash mob, and that is going to be quite the production this year. We want everybody to come in their Renaissance garb, along with their and show their colors. Each kingdom has their own colors, and we're going to march across the bridge into downtown Rome and be greeted by the Queen, and so that's a big thing. But all of these things, all of these separate events are separate, and if you can't, if you get off on Friday and beeline to Rome, that's great. You'll get to see the Friday night show and do all the weekend things. And so if you can make it, come early. But we've actually had some people who could only come to the side events, and they still have a blast. That maybe they had to work Saturday, but they came to the Thursday and Friday things. So we really try to design it to where they stand alone, but the more you can do, the better.
And also, as far as things to do, I would say the trading card puzzle this year would be the one to really do. That will get you into the Castle Sprezzatura to go through the escape rooms. So.
Would that be something like this?
Aha!
Look at you.
Well, yes, it's very similar, but we take those trading cards, and those will be in what we just call them random packs, but it's like a pack of baseball cards, but it's the cashiers that have got their custom card made by now, and we mix up some of the extras, and there you go, exactly. And there'll be 10 of those cards, random, in a pack, but each pack has one piece of this treasure map puzzle. And that begins your journey on the escape from or conquer Castle Sprezzatura.
And that piece is also on the backside. It's a drawing ticket to $1,500 worth of prizes.
Wow.
Yeah, each card is the puzzle piece is a drawing ticket. What you're really looking for is the box. That you've got all these entries, and this weekend adventure, you're really looking for the box to drop them in.
Oh, I get ya. Nice.
Alrighty.
Well, let's move on to a couple more questions. Missy6234 emailed, I have never attended this event before. Does everyone or anyone dress up in costumes for various or specific activities? While the Witten boys emailed, been to a couple of the Going Cachings and have enjoyed Saturday night's party. What costumes are you thinking will be there?
Oh, that's a good question. And people do show up in costumes. Last year, I was amazed and surprised at the number of people showing up in togas and gladiator outfits. And this year, people are planning to wear Renaissance costumes. I've heard of everything from fairies to knights to royalty to the regular Renaissance costumes. And
we've got wizards.
Right.
I understand we even have a
Green Man.
Green Man, coming. It just everything you would, if you've been to a Renaissance festival, that's what will be here. It's just and people have asked earlier about what period of Renaissance. Well, we're very wide range. It really is medieval/Renaissance. So if you want to be a knight, that's great. Or use your imagination. Like she said, fairies, wizards, elves, you name it.
And the Saturday night event got mentioned, and it's actually a masquerade ball. So that and I think the flash mob with the Kingdoms on Parade, those are probably the two events that you would most likely see people dressed up. In fact, it's mandatory. I'm going to make you go home if you don't dress up.
I'm thinking the Black Knight.
Ooh.
There you go. Perfect.
Ooh.
All right, a couple more questions here. Brandy emailed, what are the kingdoms and what does each represent? Well, Carrot Killer, our winner for the show, said, my question is, with the 7 kingdoms element to the event, does it make sense to team up with friends, or is my selection based on my personal preference alone? And Ranger Doc said, any insight into what kingdom to join?
Well, being the fashionista that I am, I would choose my kingdom based on its T-shirt color. But that's one of the things. Each person, when they purchase the package that contains a T-shirt, they will get the color that represents their kingdom. So there'll be all these different colored shirts at the event. But the 7 different kingdoms are Cygnus, which is the black swan, and Valenia, which is the unicorn, Hanali, which is the dragon, Calamari, which is the octopus. We have Taros, which is the boar, Castellum, which is a tower, Solaris, which is a sun, and then the crew is actually the 8th kingdom, and they're a honeybee. And but each kingdom has its own colors. Each kingdom has a leader, and they have what they're known for. Like Hanali is known for gold, And if you go on the registration page, before you choose, there are elaborate descriptions of each kingdom and what they're known for. I know the people that live in Castellum, they're the Castellites, and they have coined the phrase "party like a Castellite," because that's what they do in their kingdom. They're great dancers, so you kind of get where we're going with this. So.
Yeah, if you'll just go to goingcaching.com and click on kingdoms, there's like she said, rather elaborate, and I know they're silly. I hope they're humorous, but descriptions of each kingdom. And again, there is no right choice. We always like to tell people choose wisely. What we're really saying is we'd rather you choose and stick to it. Please don't get in this kingdom and then decide you want to be in another one. So, but by all means, talk with your friends.
There's no advantage to splitting up. If you're with a group, you want to be in a kingdom together with your group, or you're going to miss out on having the fun with them. There's, like I said, if one person's in one kingdom and one in the other, there's no advantage. You're just not doing the fun stuff together.
Well, I think you guys are reading ahead and looking at the questions here, because that is the exact answer to the questions coming up. Rudy Lovell says through the Google Q&A, 5 of us will be attending the event. If we choose a different kingdom, will we be separated? So,
well, the answer to that is yes, you will be separated, and that's fine if that's what you would rather do. But if you want to stick together with your family and friends, you probably want to coordinate a little bit before you make your selection.
John and the Three Caballeros says, would it be better to have a team with enough players to choose different houses, or be better to be in one house? And I think you've answered that. Missy6234 says, does it make any difference if my husband and I choose the same kingdom or different kingdoms? We travel together, but we don't cache under one group name. We maintain separate identities.
So one of the events we're going to have is on Friday morning. It's called the Seven Kingdoms Challenge, where we will be giving people a passport, and each kingdom will have different things that they need to do. They'll need to go around town and acquire different items, and then it'll culminate back in the park where they get to do field games. And I just think we would definitely partner, even if we had different caching names. We would partner together on the same kingdom.
Yeah, personally, we would choose to be on the same kingdom. But if you'd rather not, it's
perfectly fine. Yeah.
But you will be heading off in different directions. If you only have one card, that could be an issue.
There you go. So if you don't like the people you came with, it's okay to choose another kingdom.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
That may not be the way you want to put it. Sorry.
Well, I can see a lot of families where they're a little bit more competitive, where the girls go off in one kingdom and the guys in another.
Yeah,
and,
I could see that.
See who wins and get that family competitiveness going.
Definitely.
Well, Rudy Lovell also asked in the Q&A, if I select a kingdom, will I be reassigned if that kingdom is full, or will I be asked to select another kingdom?
That is a very good question. What we're doing, because I'm a firm believer in balance and nature, so I think things will balance out fine. If they don't, if one kingdom gets too top-heavy, we will perhaps temporarily cut that off, and ask people to sign up for the other kingdoms till we achieve some balance. But we do want the things balanced, but I don't foresee that being a real problem.
And then Shuford emailed, am I required to participate in a kingdom, or can I just attend as a rogue cacher and enjoy the experience on my own? Note that that's not my plan, but I'm just wondering.
That's another good question.
Yeah, we would welcome everyone. We hope everyone does see the fun in it and choose a kingdom, but by all means, if it's not your thing, come on and join us. There's still plenty for you to do. There would be some things just by nature of the game you might not be able to fully participate in, but there's still plenty to do. And again, if you can only come the one day, that's fine. We welcome everyone, and again, there's just so much to do. You'll find a good time, I think, if you just let yourself.
Well, guys, you mentioned some of the things that are going to go on Friday. But Brandy asked by email, what contests will there be at the Mega on Saturday?
That's a really good question. I think the main contest that will be going on still will be the Seven Kingdoms Challenge with the field games, and also the trading card thing goes on. Those will start as soon as people get their card packs and can start putting them together. The castle will be open on Friday and Saturday, so if people get everything they need and figure it out on Thursday, then Friday they can start showing up to go through the castle. The other contests we'll be doing a big drawing. And
well, we've got we're doing a new twist. Everyone's done the GPS accuracy game where you get a flag and we give you coordinates and you go out and plant the flag and whoever's the closest wins. We're really changing that up this year, and this will be only on Saturday. So if you can only come Saturday, this will be a fun thing. We can't really give out the full details yet, but it's going to be a GPS accuracy with group participation. It's going to be a moving game where periodically you'll get different clues, and your flag will actually move around.
Each kingdom will have a flag, and it has to move. And at the end time, whoever's flag is actually closest to their coordinates, that kingdom will win.
Kind of a reverse capture the flag.
Yes.
Exactly. Put the flag where it goes. Exactly. Find it and then put it.
Interesting. Well, Axman22 emailed, we went to Going Caching last year and had a great time. We already have our hotel booked for this year too. With school in session, we can't make it down to Rome until Friday night, just like last year, and we will miss the GeoCoin event and the passport for the second year in a row. My question is, isn't there some way for cachers to still be able to fill out a passport and get a GeoCoin without skipping school? And also, does the front of the Going Caching 2015 shirt have a Dr. Who clue in it?
You want to answer the first one? Because that's about the... Well, actually, as far as the passport, I know what he's talking about, that Friday morning, traditionally for the Seven Kingdoms Challenge, people get in line and they receive a passport. They have to sign for their passport, so there's only one passport per person. And then they take that and they complete the challenge and bring the card back on Saturday to the Georgia State Parks booth in exchange for a GeoCoin. And the first 500 cachers to complete that receive the GeoCoin. So people that show up Friday afternoon or Saturday have not received a passport because they weren't at the event. But we will have some available this year afterwards. And if not all the coins are claimed, people can still try then on Saturday to do the complete the passport and get a coin.
Yes, this particular event and activity has gotten so popular, we are expanding it so that if you can't make it Friday morning, which that was the rule, you had to attend the event, get your passport on Friday, and then you could take Friday and Saturday to complete it. But this year we are opening it up. As long as passports and coins are available, by all means, we'll let people start it Saturday morning. Just come by, pick up a passport at the
trading post.
The trading post, and as long as you're one of the first 500 to claim the coin, you can get it.
Yeah.
And then the other question was about the T-shirt, and we actually have another question about the T-shirt. So, very cool. Giraffe 015. Are the gears on the front of the shirt circular Gallifreyan?
Although that is a brilliant idea, unfortunately, we're not saying anything about it.
Yeah, I will say, if you don't know, this is another Going Caching tradition. We do pre-event shirts, and I have to say it takes a lot of money and fundraising to get this crazy show off the ground every year. So we do these pre-event shirts, and there's a couple of contests behind it. One is there's a $100 FTF prize. The pre-event shirt that Andy has on is actually the puzzle itself. So you solve the back and the front. One year we used some UV ink that was invisible to the naked eye. There's none on this shirt. I will say that. But there is a puzzle involved, and once the cache is published, you'll have the final piece you need if you've solved the shirt to go, and hopefully you're the FTF and you get $100 cash prize.
And there's also a grail.
And yes, that we'll have you're looking for your grail in this shirt. And also, if you wear the shirt to an event and upload that to our Facebook page, you're entered into a drawing for.
We're giving away two $50 gas
there'll
cards
be
and
two
some
winners.
other assorted prizes.
Yeah, 2 winners, a $50 gasoline card. So there's a couple of $100, just involved in this this little game. Now back to the original question, the Gallifreyan thing. Like Andy said, that's a good idea. I'm going to write that down, but but no. I'm sorry. There's a hint. See, Andy is very tight-lipped. She can just go. I'm not saying anything. I will keep babbling until I eventually give away the store. So, but anyway, it is not Gallifreyan. No.
So keep on talking.
Oh, you sound like everybody else. This is what they do. They try to at events. They try to separate us and get Jim in the corner, and then they ply him with beer and go, "Tell us about the shirt."
Nice. Well, we have more email from Brandy this time. What caches do you need to complete in order to earn a path tag or geocoin at the event?
Well, really, to earn, the only thing to really earn at the event, I think, is the geocoin itself, and that's the challenge coin, not the event coin. The event coin will be available in the store, but the challenge coin that we were talking about, where you turn your passport into the Georgia State Parks booth, you receive this coin, that's really the only thing, and each kingdom is set up where that kingdom has 1 or 2 caches that they have to go find, but it's along with a bunch of other things like scavenger hunt sort of things. Each kingdom, they're going to have to find where their grail is, where their banner is, and complete some of the field games.
Nice. So in the live Q&A, Ed asks, Andy, thanks for your awesome help on my card. Any update on when the cards are being mailed out?
Yes, next week.
I have one here if you're watching live.
Yes, Ed, I think you are Shuford. Your cards will be here, I think, on Monday, so they'll probably ship out Monday or Tuesday.
There you go.
And I know some of those have already gone out because I've got a couple of cards from Carrot Killer.
Yes, they as people have ordered them through the summer. Andy does all the artwork for these things, and then we send them off to the printer. They come back, and we actually cut them into individual pieces and package them up and send them out. So they generally come in as the cashiers send in the photos, and Andy does the artwork. And
well, actually, I guess I just reminded me that people who do order their own custom personal trading card as part of our event, they're in the store right now where you can order them, will receive a special path tag that won't be available any other way. And also, people who have trading cards, all of the lackeys will have cards, and Signal, but all of the lackeys at our lackey meet and greet, that will be a trading card event with the lackeys. They'll be able, so people can trade and.
Right. And since Andy mentioned the in the store, the cash cards, the custom cash cards, we will have to close that out September 1st.
September 1st, right, to
so
get them all
if you're thinking about doing this, you need to go to the website, read about. It's a very simple process. There's an online form you fill in, attach your photo, and that gets emailed to us, and then you go over to the store and pay through PayPal, and we'll get these things turned around to you. But we are cutting that off September 1st.
Which isn't very long, and by the time some of our people listen to this, you might already be locked out, so make sure to do it quick. Shuford emailed, I'm guessing that Signal the Frog will be at the event. Any other celebrities or geostars expected to be in attendance?
Well, I think everybody that comes to our event is a geostar.
Nicely said.
So, but as far as like a real geo celebrities, I guess the lackeys, but yes, of course, Signal will be there. And
we'd mentioned Mountain Bike. He is definitely a celebrity.
Even the other lackeys joke about what a celebrity Mountain Bike is. they get pushed aside when they're talking to people, and all of a sudden, oh, there's mountain bike, and they run over. And then also some of the reviewers that come. I know Mountain Man is a celebrity down here for us, and
Monkey Brad is coming from Tennessee. But yeah, there's you just never know who you might see here.
And I also noticed too that several geocachers of the months from around the country at different months and different times are planning to attend this year. So I don't know. But I think everybody is special, so that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, another live Q&A question comes from, I'll just say RK. What is the best way to travel around the event? By foot, bike, by car?
Well, actually, the mega event itself in the park is best done by foot, but you may need car to get there. If you have a bike, there is a trail along the river that takes you to downtown that you can use.
Yeah, I would say all of the above, honestly.
Right, yeah.
Because some of the events they're not terribly scattered out. They're mostly in the small downtown area. But as Andy said, the main event is in a very large park, plenty of parking. But you know, if you're staying in a hotel or camping, you're going to need to drive. And you'll need some of both, really. And like she said too, there is a very nice paved bike path that leads from downtown to Ridge Ferry Park, where the event is.
Along the river.
And there'll be several geocaches out along that trail as well.
So there will be actually caching at Going Caching.
Yes, there is caching at Going Caching.
Well, we have 3 very similar questions. Dan via email says, how do you do this every year without your head blowing up like a frog on a hot sidewalk? Isn't that a picture you need? Rhiannon writes, we're so excited to be going to this year's event after hearing so many great things about past years. What is the key to success in putting together these large-scale events? Can you give us a teaser to what will make this year bigger and better than the previous one? And Dano in the live Q&A says, how do you guys come up with the themes each year? Do you have a few years already planned out, or wait till this year's over to begin to think about the next?
All right, well, I'll kick it off. The frog on a hot sidewalk, I'm just going to skip over. That was just too graphic for me. But as far as the next one, the key to success for us absolutely is our Going Caching crew. The group of cachers that we have met and just become fast friends with, they're from all over the Southeast. They're from Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina. And they come together and just work like crazy. And it's a family for us, I think, a second family, our geocaching family. And they are the ones that really make it happen. They take our crazy ideas, and every one of them has a different skill set and something to add to all the craziness and things that we do. And it just works out perfectly. And it's really because of them.
We really could talk for an hour about the crew.
Yes.
And they get to wear special T-shirts, and that's about the only reward they get, other than, and this is probably the best, the happiness and smiles at the end of the event. And by the time we get around to Thursday evening, everyone's pretty, I'm sure they're all thinking, why are we doing this? But when Sunday comes and we have our final farewell breakfast, you can see it not only in the crowd's face, but in the faces of our crew, the pride and enjoyment they've had. Definitely. Providing a wonderful experience that you have to see it to understand it. But that's why they do it. That's why we do it. And it really has become a family to us.
Nice. Do you guys have any ideas in the bank, or do you just come up with them each year?
I think it's the hardest part is culling the ideas down to what we could actually do logistically and what people would be willing to latch on to and embrace. So
yeah, we're just dreamers and schemers by nature. So we're always coming up with stuff, and then like Andy said, we have to take things off the chalkboard because it's just too over the top or whatever. But we do have to. Again, one of our traditions is to announce the location and the theme of next year's event, and we'll do that on Saturday afternoon. And so we do know it's very top secret, but we do have next year's general theme planned.
And it really is top secret.
Yeah.
Top secret.
So, Andy, if you turn away, can we ask Jim and he'll tell us?
She doesn't tell me. That's how top secret it is.
I'm no dummy.
See, and here I was thinking it's in a secret lockbox. It's actually like a ballot box.
Yeah.
And you guys don't even know.
That's
What's a great idea?
It's so secret we don't even know. Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly. All right, we do have a whole bunch more questions that we can't get through them all, but let's move on to one more about the caches themselves, and then we've got a couple about the planning and team yet to go through. Cobri emailed, I understand there may be caches only available by a boat ride. Will it be the same one that we did during the last going caching? Will there be one or two?
There's just going to be the one, and it is the one from last year. What we decided, the boat ride sold out really fast last year, and it was a limited number of people that could do it. And since our crowd this year is actually growing in size, we felt like people that didn't do it last year, then this year would be their opportunity to do it.
But yeah, short answer really is yes, Cobri, it is the same cache. So if you've already found it, you're more than welcome to ride the boat again, but it will be the same. And it is accessible by this big
the river boat,
and goes down the river to that location. And it is a permanent cache, and it is the same as last year.
Yes, actually, last year Jeremy FTF'd it. And at our closing ceremony, he was addressing the crowd and said that was actually his first FTF ever.
Wow.
And he was the one that got to retrieve it because he was the one who had traveled the farthest on the boat when the boat captain said, okay, who came the farthest? And Seattle won. So.
Very cool. All right, we have a question from Kitty Cat via email again. What really happens at the planning meetings for the going caching meetings?
What happens at going caching meetings stays at going caching meetings. Sorry, that was, yeah.
No, that's an acceptable answer.
Okay.
Actually, we did, back in March, we had the entire crew come to Rome, and it was during the production of Spam-A-Lot at the Rome Little Theater, and we had an event where we did a PowerPoint presentation of all of our ideas to run past everybody, of course hoping they would have some good input on how can we make these things work and kind of what we had in mind. And then that evening we took everybody to the Spam-A-Lot production together, and so that's sort of what really happens is we just have a good time. So
well, we have one last email. This time it's from Lion's Liar. And says, huzzah, we know putting an event together like going caching isn't easy, and a lot of thoughts, ideas, time, and sleepless nights go into each year. But how do you manage to surround yourself with so many awesomely cool folks on the going caching crew, many of whom go sleep-deprived nights during the weeks leading up to going caching? You must pay them pretty good, huh?
Yeah, we know who this is. It's actually Lion's Lair.
Lion's Lair, sorry.
Yeah. But oh boy, how do we? We just trick them. We get them. We trick them into doing it a couple of times. They get hooked. It's worse than some terrible drug. It really is. Once you get in, you can't. It's like the mafia. I mean, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Yeah, we've just been really fortunate to, as we were saying before, just to get so many talented people in on this, and yeah, they get paid twice as much as we do, right?
Right.
Yeah. I think
Nice.
this year we're going to do a little something different. We'll just split the bill with them all. You know? Split the tab.
Well, he goes on to say, being part of the Going Caching crew is something we all feel privileged to be a part of, no matter how big or small our roles. We are a fun-loving bunch of geo misfits, and we all love what we do to help Andy and Jim make the event something that provides everlasting memories for everyone who attends. And, oh, Jim, just one more thing.
Yeah, that's
Thank you, Lions.
big inside joke. there.
Yeah, I will explain that very quickly, but I am notorious for when we're working on something and we're down to the clock. Our big goal is to hope the paint is dry before the event starts. And I think, okay, we've got it, and as always, there's one more thing. There's always one more thing, so.
Yeah, speaking down to the clock, we're going to be pushing an hour with this episode already, so we're going to wrap it up. But before we do, is there anything you think people should know before we wrap it up?
I think just to prepare yourself for a wild, fun time. Read everything. Be prepared. Come for as much as you can. But if you can only come for a little bit, just plan to enjoy that as much as you can. And the store's open, registration's open, so think about your kingdoms.
One last thing I would say, too, is don't be afraid to ask questions. Once you get here, it can be daunting, particularly if you're a first-timer. And this year we do have a lot of newcomers, new cachers. Please look us up. All the crew wears special colored T-shirts. This year are gold.
We're gold and black.
Right. And just grab us, and we'll be glad to get you going, because we hate it when we look over and see someone standing there a bit confused, and you don't have time for that. There's so much going on. So go to a tent, ask questions. We'd love to meet you and love to help. So that's the biggest thing, I guess.
And don't be afraid to ask other cachers that have been there for a few years. I know that a lot of bonding and long-lasting friendships have been made at Going Caching from people from different segments of the country. So.
Terrific. And we will have a link to the goingcaching.com site in the show notes for anyone who wants to go check that out who might not know where to find it. But we do have a number of other great shows coming up on the GeoGearHeads. September 3rd, the next episode is going to be Road Caching 6, and we're very excited to have the Land Monkeys on to talk about their recent trip, and I'm sure much more. September 10th for episode 93, we're back with another randomized show. Make sure to listen live, because we'll have, of course, the live prize giveaway on that show. And also send in any of your comments, questions, topics that you'd like to talk about that maybe I don't make a full show, because that's when you want to get all of that kind of stuff in, and we have a chance to talk a little bit about it. September 17th for episode 194, geocaching.com guidelines number 2. Rock Chalk will be back, and we'll continue discussion about all of those guideline questions and points that we want to talk about. So make sure to send us your comments and questions for that one as well. On the 24th, we're excited to be talking about Project-GC again. Then on October 1st, it's going to be community partnerships. So make sure to tune into that one to get a little bit more on how you can participate with your local community operations.
Now, Daryl, you're probably aware. I know you are, and I'm thinking everybody else is too. At the block party, there a bunch of podcasters got together and came up with some harebrained contest idea. We've got, GeoGearHeads right here. We've got Podcacher with Sunny and Sandy. We've got Caching in the Northwest with myself. And we have Land Monkeys Geocaching Adventures. All 4 of these podcasts are getting together. They're mentioning iconic landmarks from the Fremont area. You need to listen to all 4 podcasts. Listen to what each host chose as their iconic landmark. Email that to email your answers to feedback@cachingnw.com, and you will be entered in to win one of our fabulous prizes.
So we do have some audio from Land Monkey. Should we play that?
We should. Let's see what he chose.
Hey guys, it's a monkey invasion of the GeoGearHeads. If you were listening to GeoGearHeads Caching in the Northwest or Podcasher this past week, you'll have heard that we're running what we're affectionately calling our harebrained block party contest. And if you heard about it, then you'll know what to do to be entered to win. And speaking of winners, I have to say my personal favorite quirky Fremont attraction, it just has to be the troll under the bridge. We know the good folks at Geocaching HQ love it because they have put a lab cache there each year, and we just love coming back to visit. So I think the troll will be just a little bit sad next August when no one shows up on International Geocaching Day, so why not send a little love under the bridge for him next August? Anyhow, Mrs. Land Monkey and I, we sure have enjoyed that quirky Fremont location, and we now return you to your regular programming. Monkeys, away.
Oh, Land Monkey. So, now you know one of the 4 entries. Email that with the subject line Fremont Landmarks to feedback@cachingnw.com. When you've heard all 4, what host picked what landmark, send that with the subject line Fremont Landmarks to feedback@cachingnw.com.
Of course, we also have another question for you to answer to get a chance at another cool prize. This week, we've got a 100-day membership to project-gc.com going out to one GeoGearhead who correctly answers this question. From the user profile on geocaching.com, what is the link you click on to create your pocket queries, or to create your routes to create... Boy, I'm really messing that up. All right, so what is the link you click on to create a route on geocaching.com site, not the link to upload your own file, but when you'd like to create a pocket query based on a route. So include that correct answer with your screen name in an email to geogearheads@cachemaniacs.com with the subject question 192. Have that to us by 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's 6 p.m. on the Pacific coast there. Wednesday, September 2nd, and we'll drop your name into the drawing for a 100-day membership to project-gc.com, where I might add you'll find other options to do similar things to this.
Oh, I like project-gc.com. That is a great website. But I encourage you to check the Cachemaniacs website at cachemaniacs.com for more on the GeoGearHeads, including show notes from this and all our episodes. We'd love hearing from our listeners, so leave us feedback by calling 206-350-3647, by emailing geogearheads@cachemaniacs.com, or through social media. Your support helps keep the Cachemaniacs shows coming, so please consider becoming a patron through the link on our website to support the Cachemaniacs shows. GeoGearHeads is produced by Chris Umfenauer and Daryl Wattenberg. The show's copyright 2015 by Daryl Wattenberg. All rights reserved.
Cash with the Cachemaniacs.